What a fantastic win that was. 3 points for Nottingham Forest, away from home in the Premier League for the first time in 23 years. It only took until January, but ultimately that is huge. Out the relegation zone, up to 15th place. Whew. Very, very happy with that. Obviously I'm doing a review to this because obviously I can't watch the away games that consistently this season, so this is the best I've got. I'm just going to waffle and just talk about how happy I feel right now after that brilliant result. I've only seen the game in patches. But where do we start? Obviously with the goal, brilliant goal. I have seen it. It was a mistake from Southampton's man, of course. I mean, Southampton's defence have been awful this season. It doesn't really shock me that that's how we scored. Johnson, brilliant bit of work. And you know, I think people were a little bit frustrated to see him still in the lineup. We all wanted Scarpa to maybe start straight away, but yeah, I think he earned his right. I think he did well today, at least for the goal. And Awana yet again proving what a fantastic player he is becoming. He always had it in him. He was a bit frustrated at the start of the season, but he is becoming a vital part of the team. As I mentioned there, we're a little bit frustrated maybe not to see Scarpa starting, but I was happy with the lineup. You know, it's good that we're getting happy with the lineup. You know, earlier in the season there was times where we thought, oh, why is he playing? We should be making changes here. But no, I was happy with it, and I think we probably will see Scarpa playing going forward. But that is an unbelievable problem to have. The amount of depth we've got now in attack is fantastic. But I do think maybe we could even be signing another striker for all we know. Whew, I'm so happy with that. I'm so happy with that. In the comments below, everyone, how do you feel? Brilliant. What a huge statement that is. And Southampton in dire trouble now, in 20th place. We're now 5 points above them in 15th place, as I said, but the fact that we're 5 points off the bottom, a place that we've been a lot this season, is particularly impressive, and I'm just really happy with it. Based off what I could hear and see, it was a little bit scrappy at times. Southampton weren't all too threatening, but maybe we could have pressed them more. Just hearing this off what I've seen on the radio, that doesn't make any sense. You can't see on a radio, can you? What I've heard on the radio, we maybe could have been a little bit more clinical with the chances we did get, pressed a bit more, but ultimately we got the win. That's all that mattered. You know, going forward now, we want to keep maintaining decent away form at the very least, and maybe we can do that going forward. But I think in general we can press more. You know, against Chelsea first half, I thought we were very, very laboured. We didn't really threaten them enough at all. We gave them way too much respect, and it's only because Chelsea were not very good, quite frankly, or nowhere near what they should be. They didn't capitalise on that more than what they did. But you know, I tell you what, that is huge. I think everyone would have took that. A draw against Chelsea, fully deserved draw. Arguably, we should have won that game, and then a win away at Southampton, an established Premier League side, albeit one that's in disarray. Brilliant. Huge. And now got Blackpool in the cup at the weekend. It really should be 3 points. It is, I suppose, a distraction, but based off what we've done in the cup this year and last year, I'm not going to say cups are a distraction anymore. They can be, yes, I understand when people do say that, but all it's done for Forest last year is build confidence, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. Oh, what 3 points. It's just such a relief to see us win away from home, and the second away goal all season, and only the second clean sheet away from home all season. And overall, we have kept a handful of clean sheets, haven't we? But yeah, brilliant to see. I think it's 4 clean sheets, isn't it? Liverpool, Palace today, and Brighton away, of course. And then obviously after Brighton, after Blackpool, of course, we've got a huge game again in the league against Leicester. Obviously a team that are not at all doing well either. Obviously they beat us 4-0 first time, but we've come a very, very long way since that game. And I do expect it to be a very different kind of match. I really think we can win that, and it's great that I now feel confident going into games in the Premier League. Maybe not against the likes of Man City, and that was still a way off that, but you know, the fact that I went into that Chelsea game, Chelsea aren't doing well this season, but they're still one of the biggest teams in the world, and I thought we could genuinely win or get something from it, and we did. It's brilliant, it really is. And I was a little bit, I'm all over the place in this video, I know. I was a little bit unsure about today, because ultimately, like, Southampton aren't playing well at all. They're looking really poor. They've lost every game under Nathan Jones so far. But I was a little bit reluctant to be too cocky and overconfident because of how bad our away form had been. But the fact that Forest have proved me wrong today is a huge statement and a huge sign of where we're going. And I've been saying this a few times now, you know. I think earlier on in the season people were concerned that maybe Cooper wasn't good enough to adapt to the Premier League, but I think what we're seeing is he clearly is, and he's only going to keep learning. We do need a couple more players in my opinion, just to really, you know, strengthen us. I don't know where O'Brien was today, so the bench looked a little bit weaker than what it could have been. Obviously we've got Lingard normally, and obviously we've got a lot of injuries overall. Near Carter to come back would be like a new signing. But not only the fact that Cooper's proven that he's good enough for this level, but it was all down to the fact that we'd signed 23 players, and it was always going to take a while for that to gel. And we're now seeing, even by the end of November, or the start of November I should say, we were becoming a team, and the more we keep playing, the better we're going to get. We're still going to get some bad runs probably, we're still going to get hammered a few times, we're still going to play Man City again and go to Anfield and all that, but like, you're going to expect that in the Premier League, especially in your first couple of seasons in the Prem, or any period when you're in the Premier League. You're going to get battered. It's the hardest league in the world, but, you know, so long as you get enough wins to achieve what you want to achieve, that's all that matters really. I think it's great that, you know, the World Cup hasn't killed momentum, it's only made us stronger seemingly, and the fact that we got that result against Chelsea, we started this run of games against teams that are near us with a win, something we didn't do when we played Fulham and Bournemouth, and obviously Leicester earlier on in the season. That was obviously a disastrous run of games. 9 games we didn't win, but there was teams in there that we really should have been winning against on paper. But we weren't a team then. We're a team now seemingly, or we're continuing to be a team, and you see that obviously now we've got to win a games against teams that are struggling and or near us. And we actually can go and beat these teams away from home. Starting with Southampton, Leicester are struggling. They still look like a really lethargic and difficult team this season. Well, no, that's the wrong phrase, but they're having a difficult season is what I meant. And obviously after that, Bournemouth again. You know, we've got a tough record against them, but it's a different kettle of fish now playing Bournemouth. They're not in a good place at all. So that's a really, really big opportunity for us to go and get a win there. And Fulham obviously are doing really well this season, so I wouldn't be too concerned if we didn't win there, but I still think we can maybe get a point if we play really well away at Craven Cottage. And I'm missing someone, aren't we? I think we have someone else coming up. We have Leeds, don't we? So, you know, that's at the start of February, and it's a huge opportunity, it really is. West Ham, after Man City, I know, which is obviously, you know, they're not doing well either. So it's a really big opportunity the next month or so of games, and the rest of the season is a big opportunity, but the teams we can potentially get points off is particularly encouraging. So yeah, I just waffled in this video. I just thought I'd do it naturally like I did for my Wolves review, because I thought it was quite interesting just doing it like that, just talking and seeing what happens. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Obviously I'd like to watch the games ideally, but it's not that easy, unfortunately. The games are very difficult to watch away from home sometimes. So yeah, this is the best I've got. Hope you've enjoyed. Hit the like button if you have, subscribe to Rads if you're new. And of course I'll be at the Wolves game in midweek, and I'll probably be doing something like this at the very least for the Blackpool game at the weekend. So stay tuned for that, and plenty of other stuff coming on the channel, and I'll see you very soon everyone. Come on you Reds, what a fantastic win, 15th place.